What's going on, everybody? It's Amon-Rellik the God Slayer. I know you're looking at the title of the video and you're like, oh yeah, we got some rage bait. Nah, not rage bait. Instead, it's more of a I won't call it a fact, but I'll say this. It's more of an inevitable truth. This game is going to die, and to be quite honest, like the title says, I'm going to enjoy watching it die. I'm going to enjoy it. Why? Because this game is the epitome of malicious game design. I've never seen a game. I don't think many people could tell me of a game that could outright do some of the things that this company, Bungie, has done to this game, and have turned and has turned this game into what they've turned this game into. Not many companies can do this to a game and keep a player base as long as they have. For one, so that's amazing in and of itself. But two, I've never seen a company be so willing to do this. Destiny 2 is the epitome of malicious and evil game design. We're gonna start off with the obvious thing. The Destiny the content vault, right? This is, in any other genre, in any other in any other field of production, in any other situations and scenario, this will be theft. This will be tantamount to theft. And people they try to do this mental gymnastics about why it has to be done and all this BS, and we're gonna get to that part of it too in a second. But let's just talk about the fact that this is theft, no matter how you want to turn it, churn it, however you want to, remold this situation to fit your narratives. It's theft. If I sell you something and I give you that something in exchange for your money, I set the price, which is already expensive and overpriced for what I'm selling you, but you are willing to buy it because you want it so badly. I give it to you. I give you the product, you give me the money. Then I turn around and 2 or 3 days later come back to you and say, give me that back. And I do not return your money. I instead take it from you against your will and leave you broke without the money and without the product. I have done what they call theft. There's no other way around it. That's why we have laws for this shit, y'all. We got laws for this stuff not to happen. But because, again, and this is another reason why I've begun to start telling my friends and everybody else that I know, start reading the fine print when you play these games. Start reading the little EULA when you have to sign these little documents you have to sign to start playing these video games. If you ever read them, these things are invasive as fuck. A lot of them are very invasive. They're very invasive about the things that you can and cannot control about a product that you bought. And to be quite honest, if we actually understood what most of these things said in true legal fashion, most of these games would not be able to sell their products with those things attached. And people know it. And these publishers know it. These developers know it. They know it. And yet they will let these customers walk into traps, legal traps like that. That's the only reason why the content vault was even able to exist and Bungie not be sued into the ground for it. It's because of that EULA that we signed when we played this game. So excited to see a new world and be in a new world under Bungie, because we thought this was the same Bungie that made Halo. There is no way in hell this is the same studio of people who made the legendary Halo franchise. No way. No way. The love ain't there. The passion ain't there. You can tell that half of these motherfuckers are not players. They're corporate workers. And most of them probably always have been. Because you can tell when the love is there. And at one point in time, you can honestly say that there was somebody in that motherfucking studio who loved Destiny. You could tell at some points. You could tell. Now it's like nobody cares anymore. It's like they're all just trying to turn Destiny into the fattest paid pig they can in order to slaughter it later, get all the rewards, and bounce the hell out. That's what it feels like. They're just trying to fatten the pig up as much as it can before they slaughter it and eat it and get the hell out of there. And it sucks. It sucks because I played this game since the first one. And for a minute there, I was like, this may become one of the greatest looter shooters ever made. And they destroyed that title. They destroyed that possibility for themselves and for the fans. But so now that we understand that was theft, no matter which way you want to cook it or cut it. Now we're going to get into the whole part of how they were even able, of how the content creators and things of that nature do this back and forth flipping to try and justify some of these things. Like, the Destiny content vote, it is hard to trust. It is hard to trust so many of these Destiny content creators because half of them talk out the side of their mouth. First and foremost, and they think that the people they're talking to in their audience are like babies, like we don't understand nuance, like we don't understand double speak, like we don't understand when somebody's trying to gaslight us. Like I'm not a fucking child, man. Like I can tell when I'm being gaslit by somebody. Like, and these content creators will do that. They will gaslight the fuck out of you. They will do their best to do so, and it's because it financially benefits them to do so. It financially benefits them to defend Bungie. Not because they're getting paid by Bungie, but because if the game does not stay alive, they lose their jobs, and they know this. So they cannot say, yeah, this game is horrible. Yes, these practices are anti-consumer, and Bungie deserves every fucking crash and burn that they get. They can't say those things. Because if it comes true, they'll feel like they're a part of their own demise. And it is human nature to not want to be a part of your own demise. But at the same time, in doing so, what they've done is, let me get out of here. What they've done is they've chosen to be on the wrong side of history because of it. And when I say that you can't probably trust any one of them, man, I'm gonna go as far as to say you probably can't even trust people like My Name is Bife. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, whoa now. Bife has criticized Bungie on a number of occasions, and he has, true. But anybody who doesn't recognize that, why does that shit do that? And it's because I didn't buy the Edge of Fate. It's like I keep doing that first Edge of Fate mission, and it keeps kicking me back to this point to where, like, if I go back in here now, I'm gonna have to redo that fucking mission. I don't want to keep redoing that fucking mission, but it's gonna make me keep doing it forever. That's why I just said fuck it. In any case, because I'm not buying this stupid expansion. I'm not buying that dumb shit. Anyways, My Name is Bife benefits directly from there being a Destiny content vault. Because when they made the content vault, they destroyed the new player experience. Now, everybody has to get funneled to My Name is Bife's channel in order to know the actual backlore to Destiny before the current expansions and things of that nature. It benefits his channel directly for that vault to exist. It benefits his channel directly for it to exist. Bungie knows this. He knows this. This is actually a really cool corporate way of giving a content creator money for their support without there actually being a paper trail. I don't want to give you actual physical money because that could lead to some problems. So instead, what I'll do is I'll cut parts of my game out, which will then force people to come to your channel, which will inflate your channel growth, and of course will be basically money. Like, I understand how some of these corporate espionage moves work. You know, I do a little bending over here. That bending results in things happening for you. You see what I'm saying? Like I get it. I'm not stupid. Like I said, I'm not an idiot. I get it. And that content vault, it benefited people like him, like Mylan. You know, when Mylan was around, it benefited people like them. You know, it benefited that part of the player base. Then you got people like Astrocross. You know, people like Astrocross who made their biggest part. You know, I think Astrocross's biggest claim to fame is his willing to grind the game for every fucking weapon roll, and then to take that weapon roll into PvP and PvE, and he was like the weapon guy. You know, he's the weapon guy. So as long as Bungie keeps coming out with weapons, he's gonna keep eating. You know, but if you notice, Bungie comes out with weapons, but their weapons are nothing but reskins. That's all they are. They're reskins. What he relies on is the perk changes. They got to keep coming out with perk changes. But then the perks themselves are becoming more and more bland, more and more less exciting. But again, Bungie's game design, their current game design, is what allows these content creators to sit in this cesspool of shit and thrive in it. But they're the only ones thriving in it, if you notice. The entire player base is up in arms about this game and its raggedy ass design. But they're the only ones that's like, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Why is everybody pissed off? I'm loving the grind. Of course you do. Because it benefits your channel to do so. I love the weapons. Of course you do. Because it benefits your channel to talk about weapons with raggedy ass mediocre perks. The content vault was necessary because of bloat, and I'm gonna get to that. I keep saying I'm gonna get to it. We're going to it now. That fucking excuse is the main excuse they give. Well, it's the bloat, man. They had the bloat. And you know why that fucking bloat is there? Is because Bungie don't know how to design a proper game. Let me show you how you design a proper game. The sad part is, I am not even a game developer, but what I am going to say to you people will make sense. I promise you it will. Let's start here. FPS, first-person shooters, is a high-impact, high-stress environment. It is not a gaming genre that you can play for a very long time and not feel some sort of exhaustion. Okay? Think about it. When you're playing something even in like third persons, like Warframe and things of that nature, the amount of button presses, the amount of shit going on, the constant need to be paying attention because everything's shooting at you from all the directions. You're shooting at things all the directions. You got to worry about your health. You got to worry about your grenades. You got to worry about your gun ammo. It's a high impact, high stress environment. That's why the looter shooter genre was made, because it worked perfectly for that. Everything you kill, and in Destiny 2, this is how it should be. Destiny 2 should be a looter shooter first, foremost, and all it should ever be is a looter fucking shooter. Everything I kill, every Dreg I kill, every Vandal I kill, every Hive Thrall I kill should be exploding with loot of some sort. I should be getting some kind of enhancement core, or I should be getting some kind of upgrade module from some of these motherfuckers or something. I should be getting some kind of coins or something like that from these motherfuckers. When I kill the bosses or the mini bosses, I should be getting, upgrade modules, or I should be getting the enhancement shards or something like that. Or I should be getting you should be getting shit like ascended alloy from fighting major bosses. You should be getting things like ascended shards from fighting major bosses. You should be getting these kind of things. Everything should be loot-a-palooza explosions everywhere when you're killing stuff, because it's supposed to be a looter shooter. Guns should be exploding out. I should be having a problem keeping guns in my inventory and deciding which ones to keep and which ones not to keep. I should have that problem all the time. You know what I'm saying? I should be sitting here having to run over the guns and pick them up off the ground individually and be like, okay, do I want to keep that one? No, I'm gonna throw that one down the ground and let a friend pick that one up because maybe he'll want that gun because I don't need that gun. I'm gonna pick this one up. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. That's what I should be doing in Destiny. Everywhere I go, I should be doing that. Because that lends to the high impact, high stressful environment. This type of gameplay in the genre of FPS. They're trying to slap an MMO frame on top of that, which ruins the pacing. It ruins the pacing. Because in MMOs, I play Elder Scrolls Online. And almost all of Tamriel is in that damn game. Alright? So much so to the point to where it's one of the few MMOs that you can't travel its entire world in a single sitting. You have to bounce into different maps, and each map is a big open world. Destiny doesn't even have big open worlds for real. Like their worlds are actually really very small. They just let you go to different planets, and you only get to look at a portion of the planet. Or travel around the portion of the planet. It's one of the reasons why they had lost sectors and things of that nature. Because since they couldn't make it wide, they made it deep. Where you were wasn't always all there was. There was underground areas. There was areas above you. There, instead of giving you a wide map, they gave you a depth map, a deeper map. You see what I'm saying? So okay, but bottom line is the MMO structure is meant for long, slow sessions. I don't play my MMOs wanting, over the top, high impact, constantly heart rate jumping excitement. I don't play MMOs for that. I play MMOs to live a life in. I have a home in my MMO. There's a trade market in my MMO. I can go trade with players. I can go outside and pick grass and pick leaves and do alchemy, and I can make potions. I can make other weapons and materials. I can make armor and sell it on the auction house. I can legit survive in this MMO without ever having to do any actual fighting, because that's what an MMO is for you to live a life in the game. You can live a life in the game. There's no doing that in Destiny. You don't have your own home in Destiny 2. You don't even have a player auction house in Destiny 2. And the only crafting system that there ever was crafting for guns in Destiny 2. There was no go outside and pick plants and become an alchemist and create potions for people in Destiny. We don't use potions in Destiny 2. And the one time they did try to make us use potions, they were crap at it. And this is how you get Edge of Fate. When you try to slap an MMO grind on top of a high-impact shooter. It don't match. It don't match. Because the grind itself is not meant for something that is that stressful. Having to constantly shoot and do this high-impact shit for 12, 13 hours in a day is stressful and exhausting. You can only probably do it once or twice before you just get too exhausted with it. That's why this expansion has not even been out that long, and people are fucking done already. They're done. They're like, no, I don't want to do this grind. And this is one of the reasons, because it doesn't, the two don't match. The two spirits don't match. The spirit of an MMO and the spirit of a first-person looter shooter is not the same. And Bungie knows that. They know that. But they did it because they have to farm this engagement, dude. They have to do it. They're losing so many players that they have to make the ones that do stay forever. They're like, okay, if we're gonna lose players because they're starting to understand that our game design is wicked and evil and of the devil, then the ones that do stay, we'll never let them leave this hell. We'll never let you leave. We're gonna make everything as grindy as fuck to do. And then everybody wants to talk about, well, tier 5. You don't have to have tier 5. Fuck you. I paid for this expansion. I get everything that's in it. Fuck you. Don't you tell me, don't you sit there and tell me I don't need something. Who the hell are you to tell me what I need? No. If you're gonna put that, every game that gives you top tier loot as a possibility and you have to pay for it, if Destiny was completely free to play and the only thing we paid for was cosmetics, but everything else was free, then I say, okay, fine. Make it as hard as that, and if I can't get it, I can. If I can't, I can't. But the fact that I gotta pay to play Edge of Fate? No, motherfucker. If I have to pay Edge of Fate, don't make the top tier shit cost 90 to 100 of my hours just to get one crappy ass tier 5 gun to drop. And it may not even be the one that I want or with the role that I want. Don't do that shit to me. After I done gave you my hard-earned money, I go to work to pay for this shit. Well, now I got 2 dead kidneys, so I'm now on kidneys. I'm now on dialysis, so I don't get to work anymore. The government give me money, but even then, the government only give me $1,000 a month to live off of. I don't have the kind of money to be giving you fucking $40, $50 for you to tell me now go grind for 100 hours. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you talking to? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Nah. This company, Bungie, is going to burn in hell, and I'm going to gladly cheer it on, because that's what you do when the bad guy is defeated. You cheer, and they are so much the bad guy right now. And I'm going to cheer for their destruction. I'm going to cheer for their destruction, because they do not give a fuck about us no more. They don't give a fuck about us no more. And y'all need to get that through your dome. They don't give a fuck about us no more. There is no longer a reason to even argue about this. There's no longer a reason to even argue about it. They don't give a fuck about you no more. So why the fuck do we care about what happens to their game? I've only ever bought one. I think I've only ever bought 1 or 2 cosmetics in this game using the silver that they have in the game. And one was the fucking Ghost Rider bike, because I missed being able to earn it. I bought the Ghost Rider bike, and I'm trying to think if I ever bought anything else. Yep, that's it, because the ship that I wanted, the Taken ship, I never got around to even finding to see if I could buy it, and I never got around to earning that ship. So that's the only thing I ever bought. And then anything else I ever used out of the Eververse came from the engrams or the Bright Dust. If you notice, they have become super stingy with Bright Dust. Now they're trying to change that to give you more, but they're trying to do that to give you more reason to go to the cash shop in the first place. How you gonna give us a whole new expansion with absolutely nothing new except for the destination Kepler? And Kepler ain't even all that of a destination if we're really honest. It ain't all that. It is not all that. It is not as memorable as the Dreadnought. You know, like it is not artistically beautiful as Nessus. You know, like, and if you even want to look at the Traveler's Pale Heart, which was artistically beautiful, this is because they mixed so many things that we knew with the prison, with the pyramid shit, and with Traveler stuff, and they just threw it all together like a big ass bowl, stirred it up, mixed it up, and it came out to be artistically striking. But like Kepler does not have that. It does not have that artistic backbone that lets you know that it was a place crafted with love and care. It was a place crafted to do one thing, and that's to make Matterspark work. Which is a horrible, 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 horrible thing. I don't know why they created that BS. That shit is stupid. It's dumb. I have guns. Let me use them. I have movement skills. Let me use them. Why are you telling me I gotta roll as a ball? Who cares? Who gives a shit about a ball? This isn't a. And you want to call that a Metroidvania because I can roll around like Samus? Like Samus rolling into a ball, dude, is not the genre of Metroidvanias. Like Samus rolling into a ball is something that Samus can do because of her suit. Like what are you getting at? Like, what are you doing? Like, again, like, that's not your genre. You are a FPS looter shooter. For fuck's sakes, remember the game you're making. Like, yo, like, and again, man, like, this, like, it's hard to defend anything they've ever done. It's hard to defend anything they've ever done, man. Like at least in recent history, it's hard to defend anything they've ever done. But you'll find these content creators that will sling dick for Bungie. They'll throw their dicks out for Bungie, and they'll put them in a blender for it. And if you notice, if you actually sit back and notice, most of these major content creators have found themselves on the wrong end of history because now they're fighting with their own fan bases. Look at Cross's videos. He's more and more, you see him more and more often having to fight with his own comment section. You know, on his streams and stuff. You know, you're seeing these content creators having to, it's becoming harder and harder for them to keep their fan base placated and keeping them nice and complacent and content. But all because Bungie's been doing evil for years doesn't mean evil should be allowed. All because we've been letting them get away with it doesn't mean that it's right and it's proper to continue to let them. There is only one thing worse than evil itself, and that is those who stand by and watch it without action, without doing some kind of acting. And I have for a long time I've been speaking Bungie's demise, and people didn't like when I did it. People really didn't like when I did it. And if you're noticing now, the shift has changed because people are starting to wake up. People are starting to wake up. And I'm sorry, man. One person may be a coincidence. Two may be some bias. But when an entire player base is turning, that's not the player base being crazy. Nah, man. People are waking up to a truth. And that truth is, this game is no longer for who they originally made it for. This game now is only for the people who are truly addicted to Destiny. Like, unhealthily addicted to Destiny. That's who this is for now. It's for them. It's for them. And those are the people who buy silver every month so that they can always have silver for microtransactions. Those are those people who actually budget their silver every month into their monthly allowance or into their monthly bills. They actually budget their a silver allowance in there. Like, those are those people. That's the people that Bungie is now making this game for. That's why this is so intensely grindy. This is grindy for no reason, dude. Like, Edge of Fate is grindy for no absolute. There's no reason why it has to be this grindy. It's just because they made it this way. That doesn't have to be. They made it this way. And it's to keep people in the game as long as utterly possible to heighten the chances that they go to the cash out. I don't even believe the portal was made for for the new player's experience, because the new player is still not gonna know what the fuck's happening in the game. I believe the portal was made so that they could make the cash up icon bigger than where it was. Because remember, it used to be just store at the top of the screen, but you had all the planets and stuff that you could go to. But store just used to be right on the top. Now it's not that. It's store, and then there's a big ass fucking emblem icon that says Eververse. They wanted to make Eververse easier to see. That's why that shit's there. That's why the portal was made, so that they could have a reason to make Eververse easier to see. All that fucking gear in Eververse could be put into the game as loot explosions. My mother. Oh, just thinking about Eververse makes me angry, because it shows how evil their game design is. It shows how evil it is, because they want to claim that this game is a looter shooter, but you took all the loot and slapped it in Eververse. And now when we're shooting shit outside in the actual world, don't nothing drop but fucking glimmer and shit. Even when you kill a boss, dude, the boss don't drop nothing. A chest just appears, and with the chest, they can fine tune what you get. You see what I'm saying? They can fine tune what you get with the chest opening up, instead of an actual loot explosion everywhere every time you shoot something. Why? Because they want to put all that loot. This game should play more like Borderlands. This game should play more like Warframe, where I'm getting gun drops and loot drops and mod drops and all this shit everywhere I go. It should play more like that. It's a looter fucking shooter, dude. Like, this game is a pathetic mess. It is a pathetic mess. And you can get Borderlands right now for $5. You can get Borderlands 2 and 3 right now for less than like 20 bucks. You can get the whole Borderlands 3 with the season pass for like $15. Warframe is completely free to play. Like what? And you get your own player housing. You get dojo, clan housing. They have its own trade market. That game was able to make better MMO implementation in their third person looter shooter. They have way better progression. They probably got more progression than any other game I've ever seen. They allow you to do space fighting. You can do space. You can be a space fighter if you want. A fighter pilot in space. You can do shit like that. They let you use arc wings. You can fly, for fuck's sakes. And they have planets and planets and planets of missions. And it's not even in the open. And then the open worlds they do give you are gigantic. They're huge. And there's multiple of them. That is a game made from the ground up with fucking love. And when they find things, when they see that the player base finds exploits, they don't turn the things off. We turning this off because y'all learn how to do something that makes the game easier that we didn't intend for y'all to take. Oh no, we can't have y'all do that. We're gonna turn it off. No, when players in that game learn how to bullet jump, guess what they did? They were like, oh man, the players want to be able to move faster. Let's take that and let's give them the ability to do that. Let's make that actually a part of their moveset. When they realize that the players want something, they give it to them. And that is why it is the one game I've ever played, dude, outside of an actual real MMO. It is the reason why I've played Warframe for thousands of hours. And now I've given Warframe probably thousands of my dollars. Because it is a game that I understand loves me back. It's made by people who love me as much as I love them. They love me too. The amount of customization you can do with Warframes is insane. Whereas in Destiny, you get these shaders that you can't even control the color scheme of your entire of your entire character, where you can color things down to the minutia, to the most tiniest of details. You can color in fucking Warframe. Your guns, your Warframe, you, your weapons, and you can color these things down to the small details, like your ships, pets. You get pets, for fuck's sakes. They have crafting systems for guns. They have crafting systems for for Warframes. They have their own market for the mods. You can trade mods. You can trade Warframes. You can trade guns. You can trade things with people. You can even trade You can even trade the fucking cash shop currency, platinum. You can make it without ever having to buy it for yourself. You can literally go in the game, grind shit out, and sell it to people for actual paid for currency. People will give you platinum for things you grinded for in the game. You can make platinum without ever having to spend real money on it, and then take that platinum and go buy in, microtransactions with it. There is a way to earn it. There is no way to earn silver in this game. If you actually take the time to understand that the game design is not this way because it must be, it is this way because Bungie wanted it to be this way. They want it to be this way. They want it to be a slog of a game to play so that you get forced into the cash shop in some point, in some fashion. This game is no longer like they showed in that GDC. When the Bungie changed its core value from we that make games we want to play to that stupid ass one that they talked about, friendship. Man, no fucking friendship. Destiny now is more lonely than ever to play. We want to talk about building friendships. Destiny now is more lonely than ever to play. And I'm sorry, I do not believe that you made a game that you would want to play. And that used to be Bungie's mission design. That used to be their mission priority. Back when they made Halo. But I think all the people that made that game is gone now. And this Bungie ain't nothing but a bunch of suits and a bunch of tired devs. Worn out, tired, and no longer giving a shit devs. And so yes, Bungie and Destiny 2 are burning. And I am smiling at the flames. Because there's no way you can convince me that every single destructive thing that's happening to them now was not well earned and long overdue. This is long overdue. It's just sad it had to go down like this. Amon-Rellik, the God said, Amon-Rellik Gaming, man. I'm out of here. This game is a pathetic wreck. And it is sad to see this game fall the way it has.